Are you ready? We're ready. Yeah, we're on. Hello, everybody. We'll give it a minute for people to come on in, and we can just admire how lovely Lonnie is. Aren't you? Yeah? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you want to go see what... Oh, Caden has a piece of paper, sweetheart. That's a piece of paper. It's not really that exciting. Do you want to come up here? I bet you can make it. Maybe I'll have the piece of paper. And then Goats will want to hang out with me. Do you want to hang out with me for a piece of paper? She didn't even try to eat it. What a good girl. Say, I would like some of the leaves that you had earlier. We'll see about getting you some more leaves. Alright, well, do we have some folks in?
We do.
We do. Awesome. Well, hello again, everybody. It is another Thursday? Yes, it's a Thursday. Here at Catskill Animal Sanctuary. Thank you so much for joining us again today. Whether it's your first time hanging out with us here, awesome. Glad to have you. I'm sure some of the regulars are already in by now. Probably Janine and Sherry are here. Probably Veronica's here. Probably Sean's here.
I don't see Sean, but I do see some of your family.
Oh boy, some of the Barberries are here. Awesome. Oh, Janine and Sherry, by the way, I gotta tell you, your little dude, Levi, gave me a haircut the other day. With his little teeth. I'm not pleased about that. But anyway, yes, so, thank you for joining us. I'm Lauren, we have Jacqueline, we have Loretta, Lonnie has kind of wandered off. Do you want to come back? I'm not going to let you eat the paper. I think she's got an itch back there. Just scratching an itch?
We have a question.
Oh my gosh, already?
Are
Cool.
we where I think we are? From Janine.
I don't know. I don't know where do you think we are. We are in a different place, which right now is on its way to becoming something new. So perhaps we might be where you think we are. But yes, so we are Catskill Animal Sanctuary, and we are currently sitting in the frame of the new chicken barn that we were building. So, you might be aware that we were working on this. Come here, love, get out of the way. You might be aware we were starting to work on this last year, and then kind of the winter got in the way. And then as it started to warm up, there was this whole, pandemic situation that made it a little bit difficult to get construction teams here. But now we are able to have people on site again, putting up all this kind of stuff. And it's going to take a little bit longer still to get kind of the frame around in place. And then our crew here, Josh and Rich, are going to take care of the inside stuff. So, yeah, it got a little held up, but in progress. And now I feel like when I was a kid and there'd be like half-built house, like when my house was getting built when I was a kid, and be like going in and be like in the frames, be like, I'm a ghost. I feel kind of like that right now. What do you think? Yeah, you just hear a truck. So yeah, today we are hanging out with some of our Underfoot family again. So if you're familiar with the sanctuary, then you know that the Underfoot family is a whole collection of different animals who freely roam throughout the sanctuary during the day. And of course, they have a place to go at night. So they're safe at night. But yeah, they are some of the animals who maybe didn't have another place to live here on the sanctuary grounds, and we do have a lot of open space, so, they can take advantage of that. So that includes, of course, the goats, there are the sheep, who are part of the Underfoot family, there's a handful of chickens, there is the two little pot-bellied pigs, Sister Mary Frances and Russell, turkeys, Michael and Howard, and occasionally some others. So right now we are in the kind of the back end of the sanctuary. The main barn is that direction, if you're familiar with our grounds. And yeah, a lot of the goats have kind of wandered away. I tried to bribe them with willow leaves earlier, but some of them have wandered away. Maybe we might have to go get some more bribes in a little bit. But yeah, or now. Okay, Caden's gonna go get some bribes. Good luck, Caden. All right. Okay, so if you all are doing comments or anything right now, I currently can't see them because the screen is facing away from me. But of course, if you have questions or things, pop them there in the comments. We are happy to answer questions, and we love getting lots of questions and things from people. So yeah, I am out here with my girls today because, oh, what is it? Oh, we see that Caden is getting the leaves. Hey, Caden, they're coming to you. I'm going to turn the camera around real quick here so you can see what's going on. Yep, see, they saw that Caden is over there grabbing the willow leaves off of the trees, and they were like, I would like some of that. So, it's okay. I know where I stand in this. I know my rank, which is pretty low, I guess. Beatrice is still over there, though. Hi, Bee! Bee is very shy. She's not going to come over here. I'll put this back this way. Do you want to toss those over here, or what are we doing with them? Woo! Come here, goats! Yay! I kind of wanted to get some of your other, thank you, some of your other friends around, but I will.
We can, do you want me to go lure them?
Yeah, maybe we can get some of them to come back around here.
Can I get a few more from the ground?
Yeah, we got some more.
Maybe little greedy
There we
goats
go.
here.
Yeah, and we'll have, and I imagine we might have a nice shot of Lonnie's bum right now. So, cute bum. Can I ask you guys to come around this way? Can I ask your face to come this way? There you go. Alright, so Caden's gonna go see who else that we can round up here. I hope I'm still on the screen. Again, I can't really tell from here. But yeah, so our three girls right here, you might notice two of them look kind of related, and then one of them looks a little bit different, but also kind of like one of the other ones. Because this is one of our many families here at the sanctuary. We have Mama Jacqueline, currently in the middle. Oh my gosh, look, they're like, but my leaves. Where did my leaves go? Why are my leaves over there? You got a couple more here, guys. Oh my gosh. So difficult. I'm so sorry. But yes, so we got my girl Jacqueline in the middle, and then we have Loretta, and then we have Lonnie on the opposite side. So Mama Jacqueline is the mom of these two lovely girls right here, and they are twin sisters. Lonnie must look like Dad. But yeah, they, some of you might remember their birth here at the sanctuary. So dear Jacqueline, and also Beatrice, the quiet one, hanging out over there, and some of our CL friends, who we've seen in some of our different virtual sanctuaries. There's some other goats. So they all came from it'll be 5 years this year, 5 years in October. In another part of New York, there was this just awful, like neglect situation where there were a lot of animals. Just in terms of goats, there were about 100. Come here, Jackie. Hi. And of just these animals who were kept in just awful conditions, and to like read the accounts of the people who went there to rescue the goats and the other animals too. You know, people described it as like part garbage dump, part graveyard, and that the smell of this place, because the animals weren't like cleaned up after, they weren't cared for, they were sick and full of parasites and skinny and just awful stuff. So we, amongst other sanctuaries, welcomed some of that crew to live with us, and we took in 27 goats, and 5 of them were pregnant. So Jackie was one of them, and so she had her 2 little girls here. So they're about 4.5 years old now. They were born in January back in 2016. And you know, you might also be familiar with baby animals are not a regular occurrence here at the sanctuary. Sometimes we rescue animals as babies, such as, of course, our lovely team of Arlo, Chester, Levi, and Molly, who were rescued as babies and are growing up now. But, as a sanctuary, we don't breed the animals, just like with dogs and cats. If you think about a dog or cat shelter, they're going to advocate for spaying and neutering because there's already so many dogs and cats out there who need homes. So to be bringing more and more of them into the world when, we would want to be able to rescue some of them, doesn't really work out that way. So our friends are spayed and neutered or separated. But yes, so if they're pregnant when they arrive here, like Miss Jacqueline, then okay, yeah, they're going to have their little ones. And they are such a cute little family, these three. Oh my gosh. As you can tell, they do stick together, right? They're sticking together here. Oh good, Caden's on their way back. How did we do, Caden?
We nearly failed miserably.
We got one goat.
Randy how to change his part.
Oh, we got one goat. Alright, well,
And
it's
she
all
wasn't
good.
even the one who I thought I was going to succeed with. But then she came trotting along. I didn't go.
They're gonna do what they want. They're goats. Yes, Caden is back with your leaves. So yes, we have our lovely little family.
Hermione is one.
Aww. And then, these guys are like blood relatives here. By the way, Caden, I have no idea what's been going on in the comments.
Okay.
Because I've been sitting on this side, so. Caden's gonna get caught up on those. Do not push your mother! I was just saying how wonderful it was that the three of these family members still live together, and then Loretta pushes her mother. Very rude. Hermione, you want to come over closer? Here, love. Hey, look, more leaves. Come on up. Come up.
We had a question from Nancy saying, was Violet one of the babies too?
Yes, so that is Violet's crew. So Violet's mom, Vanna, also part of that rescue. So yeah, they were born about the same time. Violet and her two sisters were born about the same time as Lonnie and Loretta. Yes, and Hermione has joined us here.
Yes.
So
I think we might end up getting a few more. If you lean back, Lauren. Our goats are slowly migrating towards us again.
What do you think?
We have a question from Janine asking, is Jackie panting?
Oh, she is a little bit. I mean, my girl Jackie, I love her. She's a little bit of a mess. She does have some, kind of neurological problems still from the, Loretta's being helpful, I assume. So Jackie still does have some kind of neurological issues, just given the awful situation that they were in. So she's a little shaky, always. You'll notice when she walks, she's always a little stiff. She does occasionally have seizures. She hasn't had one for a bit, I don't think, right now, though. A couple months. So that's just things we keep an eye on for her. So, yeah. And we don't know how old she is, but she's kind of at least middle age. I don't know. Do we have a better guess than that, Caden?
No, not a terribly good guess. Oh, thank you so much, Loretta.
Yes, very good, Loretta. So yeah, so she does have her various medical issues. So she is breathing a little bit heavy right now. Because, it is kind of warm right now. It's kind of warm and humid, even here in the shade. But, she's good. They do have water that's, just kind of back over that way, so they can go and choose to get a drink if they so desire. But can I go back to talking about what a good family you are without Loretta pushing your mother around?
We do have a few more questions.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so many questions. Awesome.
Nancy, I see you asking, what about Violet? I don't know if that was typed in after Lauren gave a little bit about Violet, or if you have something more specific, we'd be happy to answer.
I don't know where Violet is right now. Is she out there?
She's not. She's actually in the mayor's field. I saw her. Yeah.
Oh, that's her fave. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see her right now, actually. She's over way, on the other side of the pond. That way.
If I turned the camera over to where she is, she would not pick up. She'd be 1 pixel on this image.
She's small. But she's kind of far away.
she's enjoying herself. She loves to hang out with the horses. And we
little
also
mini
have
horse.
one more question. Do we have miniature goats?
Do we have miniature goats? Well, little Beatrice, who's over there, she is really tiny, so she is part pygmy goat, and so she's really little, and yeah, she'd be the smallest goat here, yeah. So yeah, some of them are just smaller than the others. She's one of the small ones. These guys are kind of medium sized. Oh, is she standing up right now? What is that pose?
She may be a little stiff.
Oh.
Did someone catch you by surprise, Beatrice?
Oh, Bee.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
so
okay.
Beatrice she was having a moment where she was frozen standing up because she is a fainting goat. And if she gets caught by surprise, she'll become temporarily paralyzed.
Yeah, she doesn't fall over or anything. She's okay. She's up and walking around right now, so don't worry about her. She's fine, but she gets kind of ooh.
She does sometimes fall over.
Sometimes, but I'm saying right now, ooh. She didn't. Oh, Jackie, what? Because little monster's here. Oh boy. See, I wanted to really talk about how nice you guys are to each other, and how even if you're not blood relatives, how you're such a good family. And I really hope you guys don't blow it for me by coming at each other. Yeah, because, especially amongst the Underfoots here, and I'm going to scooch in a little bit more. Scooch. Whoop. There we go. Here we are. We have Hermione again now. So, the animals who are here who are, blood related to each other, like mother and child, or things like that, you really do see them sticking together for... Is he farting?
No, Tigger is
peeing, he's peeing
on our construction materials. He has managed to position himself to pee on our construction materials.
Awesome. I am sure the construction people are going to be thrilled with that. Caden, I think the damage is done. I mean, he pees for a long time, but... It's why do I try to plan anything when there's goats involved? Is he done? Sorry you all are missing the action. So helpful. But yeah, one of my favorite stories that I like to tell about the three of them, by the way, Jackie and her girls, is, this was last year at some point, that I was standing at one end of the barn, and all the goats were kind of starting to come back into the barn, and, like I said about Jackie, she's a little slower moving, so she was way in the back, and all the other goats, even her daughters, had, made it into the barn already, but she still wasn't, and she was all alone, and that made her really upset. So she, starts calling out, and bah, bah. So she's calling out me guys, you left me behind. And what happens? But her two little girls trot back out of the barn, go to Mom, and then the three of them all come back in together. Yeah, that's what happens. Hi, big guy. Let's scooch over this way. Hello. Ooh, hi. What was that? Was that Alice?
I actually don't know who made the noise.
They're going to say it was Alice. Someone just hit a metal thing, and made a screeching noise. B was not terribly pleased about that. But yeah, I mean, so you do see them doing, nice things for their family members. And I feel like Loretta here is definitely kind of more of Mama's little girl. Sometimes you'll see them kind of cuddled up together with, one of their, kind of, laying on each other, which is super cute. I don't see Lonnie doing that so much, but, siblings are all kinds of ways, right?
Loretta is a photo bomber today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's so pretty, aren't you? Look, a leaf got left behind. Leaf?
We have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have... Oh. we have got it answered by our lovely folks who are handling our typing answers about whether or not we have volunteer internship opportunities. So online only internships right now and no volunteers at the moment. So never mind, Lauren.
Yeah. Well, thanks for looking out in the comments there. Yeah, I mean, that question also ties into the question of, like, when are we going to be open for people to come and visit and all that, and, like, we miss you guys, we really do, don't get me wrong, we really do, but, you know, we gotta make sure that our people here, our animal care staff, are, you know, gonna be able to be safe and continue to be healthy so that we can take care of these guys. So, you know, that is always something that we're assessing. Where do things seem like they're at? What's the state saying? What's the county saying? And trust us, when we are able to welcome people back here, we will let you know. It'll be all over the social media, newsletter, all that kind of stuff. Though the homestead is open there's various specifics about that, but you can check out the homestead on our website and check out all of that. So then you could come and stay for a bit and have some times to visit our friends again.
Yes.
Right?
And the homestead is our bed and breakfast on site. So right now it's bookable for 5 nights in a row. To limit,
For the whole house, too.
For the whole house. So limited contact. You're not sharing a bed and breakfast with strangers. So. But yes, do check it out on our website. And we have another question, Lauren, unless you have something that you wanted to...
And we can hear Tigger when he makes that noise.
He's doing his old man groan. A little bit of a digestive groan, a little bit of a grumble inside.
Yeah, go for it.
So Sean would like to know, how do goats like to stay cool on a hot day? Do they have some kind of biological trick aside from being in the shade?
Well, the shade is certainly nice, and I think these guys, like this, the floor here is pretty cool, so I think this is also a good place to hang out for sure. It's not like you're sitting in the sun or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, most of it is going to be behavioral, that they're going to move to a cooler place, they're going to drink more water, they're going to kind of relax and not run around so much, unless you're Alice or the babies or Violet. So yeah, the same kind of things that we might do behaviorally. Drink more water, find cool places to hang out, you know, if we're going to run around, you know, if you're going to go for a run, like, don't do it at, like, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Do it in the morning, do it in the evening, that kind of stuff. They can also use, and of course, you guys don't have horns, they can also use their horns, and, like, some heat will escape through the horns. Am I bothering you? Oh, sweetie. But yeah, the horns will also actually help them shed heat. So, you know, for these guys, like Tigger, he has little nubbies. Like Tigger should have had horns. Please don't poo on me. You're not gonna, right? Anyway, like, okay, so my guy Tigger here, he should have had... You're so loud. So yeah, he's just got kind of little bumps on the back of his head where his horns should have been, because at some point in his early days, it happened before he came to us, so, you know, we don't know really all the details, but goats and sheep and cows having... He's scratching an itch and making his groany noise. I hope you're getting enough.
Yes, Janine, Tigger loves to moan in the summer. This is like his summer sound.
Yeah.
To be honest. It's a lot. He will also wait until you walk past him on a particularly warm day where he wants to, you know, issue a complaint about the weather. He'll wait till you walk past him. He will look at you. He will lie down, sprawl out. Lauren, do you want to demonstrate? And throw his head back on the ground and moan and look at you. You don't want to demonstrate?
I don't want to demonstrate that. I'm okay. I'm okay. But yeah, it's kind of... I'm not going to lay down on the ground out here, though. We love you. Train of thought. Back on the track. Is the horns, yes. So, yeah, a lot of the cows, the sheep, the goats will have their horns, like, cut off or burned off when they're younger. Because, you know, like, could they do damage to each other with the horns? I mean, yeah, they could. But the thing is, that really becomes a problem when they're kept at, like, really high densities. You know, like, these guys, we don't have a problem with them really getting into trouble with each other, because if they want to be left alone, they can walk away, you know? And they kind of understand each other, they know each other really well. It's not like there's all these different animals being around them every day that they're like, okay, well, I've never seen you before, I don't know what your deal is. So yeah, that is not a good time for them. You know, their horns are part of their skull, you know? So that's why you'll see our friends who were born here, like Loretta and Violet and Lonnie and all of them, still have their horns. Yeah, Violet definitely has her horns. She has those little daggers she likes to stab you with. Alright, please don't poo on me. But yeah, because, you know, again, these guys are a whole little family here. They find kind of who they get along with really well, and that's who they will hang around with. So we'll see that, like, Tigger and Hermione are really close, even though he's, like, 10 years older than her, so, like, I don't know how I feel about that, but they don't get into nonsense, so it's okay. We have also Thelma and Cerberus, who are hiding over this way. I don't know if we want to pan around, if we can get them a little bit, or if Loretta's in the way again. Hopefully Thelma won't be too scared of the camera. Oh, buddy, it's okay. It's okay, sweetie. Come here. It's okay. Hi, though. So this is Cerberus. Oh, you don't want to leave? You just want scratches? Oh, you got pooed on by a pigeon? Oh, he's got poo on him. A pigeon pooed on Cerberus. Sorry, bud. But yeah, Cerberus, and then Thelma is behind him. They're both a little bit shy, but you know, the two of them have been, like, sharing a stall for ever since Thelma got here, which was back in, like, 2013. Actually, no, Cerberus got here after that. Cerberus got here in, like, 2015. So, like, yeah, since then, oh, it's okay, I'm just moving. They've been living together, and again, he's a bit older than she is, because I don't know if you can tell looking at this guy. He's an old man. He's something like 18 years old. Aren't you? You're a good boy. He's so old. 18 is quite old for a goat. And though, I mean, this guy here, he's had it pretty good. He's been with us for a while, and before he was living with us, he actually just lived with some folks who had goats, just as, like, companions, you know? And even his mama goat, like his actual mom, was there. And I've actually met the people who had Cerberus and his mom and the other goats living with him. And he was so close to his mother, and when she passed away, apparently he was just so upset and absolutely just, like, crying and running around and just being like, where's my mom, where's my mom, where's my mom? So, yeah, it's very sad for our guy. And he came here to us, because he was kind of the last goat that the people had left, and, you know, they all got old. And they had passed away, and then the people couldn't really take care of just Cerberus, and they didn't want him to be alone. So they wanted to do what's best for him, and what was best for him is to bring him somewhere he can have other goat friends. So.
Andrew asked, what is the typical lifespan of a well-taken care of goat?
I mean, 18 is pretty good. This guy, as far as I know, he's in pretty good health, all things considered. So hopefully he'll be around with us for longer too, huh, bud? You seem like you're doing really well. I don't no, Caden, you've been here longer than me. Do you know who the oldest goat who's been here is? Is it Cerberus?
No.
Lucia was around 18 too, yeah?
Lucia was about 17, 18.
17.
We expect goats to generally live into their late teenage years. They can live around up to 20. We just lost Sweet Caroline, and she was a Nubian goat, much like our friends Tigger and Hermione.
You might have seen her on a virtual program before. She was the one who stole a piece of paper off the back of the camera.
Yeah.
And then Caden had to chase her.
She sent me on a bit of a chase. She may have been, we don't know her official birthday, but she very well may have been a 20-year-old goat by the time she passed. So that is definitely, that would put her up there with some of our oldest goats. But 17, 18 is, should be expected a lot of times.
Yeah. Good boy. He's such a sweetie. He takes a little bit of time to warm up to people. He's pretty shy. Hi. Oh, are we peeing? Are we catching that on camera? The pee?
Oh,
Tigger's putting on a show for us. Oh, are you good?
And
oh, we're in the splash zone. We're getting splashed. Gross. Oh, dude. Do you want to borrow my mask? Put this on you. You have big ears. I think it would stay on. No, you're fine. Yeah. So. Oh, and now he's pooping. Are we catching that too?
We weren't, but
Look
Serb
at that.
has gone over to catch. Oh, we may have caught Serb's excellent little jump up onto the.
See, he might be old, but he's still doing pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty good jump for
so he just
an old man like
jumped
him.
up from the ground down here.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have the benefit of being tall enough. When Tigger got up here, he put his front knees on and he kind of lifted himself up that way. Cerberus is just like, nope, I'm up. Right? But you are also very tall, so. Oh my goodness, the time. What do we do with the time? Well, yeah. Well, of course, if you all have any questions here, I really hope I don't get pulled on. Okay, no, we're good. Definitely, if you got any last questions, throw them on in, of course. And yeah, kind of our little families here. Where do the baby goats fit into that? You know, Chester and crew. Still to be determined. You know, we're kind of letting them figure it out. You know, because that's what's going to make them happy. Like, who are they going to get along with? Who are they not going to get along with? I'll be honest, I don't really want them hanging out with Alice and Violet, who are, as you know, are troublemakers. I don't want them picking up bad habits from the two of them. So, but we'll see. We'll see who they get along with. Right now, they're off in some other place. I don't know where the babies are. So far, they've mostly been hanging out on their own. But yeah, you know, that's one of the things here is it's like, you know what, guys? This is your home, and you are free to associate with who you choose, as long as it doesn't get messy or violent or anything like that, in which case, you know, of course, we step in if there's problems going on. But other than that, you know, you guys are free to do your thing.
All right, and we'll take two last questions.
All right.
One will just be another quick answer. So we had another question was, were there any pygmy or dwarf goats? So do you want to...
Oh, where'd Bee go? Oh, she's still over there.
She's not going to be visible if I turn this.
Oh, no, too much stuff in the way. Yeah. So there is a little goat named Beatrice. She's extremely shy, so that's why we don't really hang out with her or anything. And she's like little. She's like, what, like this big? Maybe?
She's a squat little thing.
She's really short. She's really adorable. But yeah, so she's a little pygmy, and then, oh, excuse me, am I in your way? But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like with dogs. You got your big ones, you got your small ones. Tigger here is a Nubian goat, so he's a very big boy. And like the babies, you know, Levi, Chester, Arlo, and Molly are also Nubian goats, so they're gonna end up like this big. They're gonna be some big ones. They're already getting big.
And then just real quick, so we also do have some dwarf goats, but they're kind of mutts, and they're like mid-range goats.
Yeah. A lot of the goats and everyone here are kind of just like, just goats.
And then do the 4 babies stick together?
Oh, yes, do the 4 babies stick together. They really do. Though I will say today, Levi got distracted because some of our staff was doing some work with one of the pigs, and Levi was just kind of like, "What you doing? Can I help? What you doing? Can I watch? Hi, what you doing?" And the other 3 all kind of wandered off, and then I think it was Chester who noticed first, of being like, "Wait a second, one of us is missing." And then, of course, the screaming starts, and then they're all screaming, and then Levi's kind of like, "Wait a second, where'd they go?" And then so Levi's screaming, and there's just everybody screaming. It's like, guys, you gotta... I know you can hear each other. You gotta get back together. So I grabbed some willow leaves and was like, come on, guys. And then they came back together. So, I mean, they're babies. They get easily distracted. So once in a while, they kind of wander off, and then it's like, ah! But then they find each other again. So, you're good babies. Cool. Was that it on questions?
It does look like it for now.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for joining us. If you would like to support the work that we do here at the Sanctuary and help, okay, bye guys. We can shift over a little bit so we can make sure our friends are still in the picture here. Are you, you got an itch? Can I help? Can I help you with an itch? Hi. Hello. You good girl. But yes, if you would like to help support the Sanctuary and you are, oh, it's okay. And you are financially able to do so, you can text the letters CAS to the number 91999, and it'll like reply back to you. There's like a little form, you just fill it out, and there you go. If you want to share these videos and share the work that we're doing here with your friends and families, that is always appreciated. If you are interested in some of the other programs and things we've got going on, so as you know, of course, we will see you here on Tuesday next week, 1 o'clock. And also, though, we have another cooking class, virtual cooking class coming up, which is going to be on July 15th. And it's in the evening, so it's 5:30 to 7:30. And you can find the information for that on our website, casanctuary.org. And I'm sure that Veronica can put the link for that in the comments as well. And it's going to be all like comfort food. So there's, honestly, I forgot what some of the other things were, because the thing that's sticking out to me is peach pie milkshake. And my brain just read that, and I was like, "Poop, yes." But yeah, all kinds of good stuff there. And if you saw on our social media yesterday, some of you had been voting for us in the Chronogrammies, which is kind of a regional, awards thing put on by the Chronogram, which is like a regional magazine here in the Hudson Valley, and we won some things! Yay! We won for Best Kids Attraction, and for the Activism Organization. So that's super exciting. And they actually have a write-up on their on the Chronogram website about the kids' activities one in particular. So definitely check that out, and also check out, all the other great places here in the Hudson Valley. And yeah. No one else snuck in with any last questions?
We did have 2, so...
super quick!
So, just to, give you an idea, we get a lag between when we say something and when you hear it, and then when we see what you've typed.
Yeah.
So...
There's like a 30-second delay.
Or, actually, sometimes greater.
Sometimes more than that, actually, yeah.
So, apologize, but we're going to answer the 2 questions that I saw come in after we kind of had wrapped up and thinking there were no more questions. We'll do it really quickly, and then we'll sign out. So, if you ask any questions, since we've started talking about this, we will have you tune in next week on Tuesday, and we can answer them then. But we had, do we have any issues with predators? And do they sleep in the barn together in bales of hay?
Okay, so, super quick answers. Predators. That is something we are super careful about. because we do have a lot of woods here around the sanctuary. So, like foxes, raccoons, hawks are all animals who do live around, and yeah, they're not doing anything wrong by living here. They're just doing their thing. But yeah, we definitely want to protect our friends from them. So there's a whole host of different measures we have to do that. We have kind of a wire I don't know exactly what to call it. Over some of the chicken yards, there's a lot of wires, just like fishing line wires that will deter the hawks from coming in, so that keeps the chickens safe. We keep an eye out for any wild animals who might be around, like if there's a fox running around early one morning, we keep an eye out for that kind of stuff. We make sure that the animals, like all of their houses, are securely closed up, and that they're, for any of the birds, they're all lifted off the ground, so like a predator can't dig in and get into the house from underneath. Always keep an eye on the fences, making sure if there's holes in something, we get it fixed, all that kind of stuff. And at night, they so this crew has their own little bedrooms. Different ones of them sleep together, depending on who's best friends with who and all that. So right now, our little family sleeps together. So Jackie, Lonnie, and Loretta sleep together. Hermione and Alice are together. Cerberus and Thelma are together. Bart mostly sleeps in his own room. And then Tigger's been having his own room as well. And then the babies all sleep together. But, again, that's also one of the things we're trying to figure out, is there someone who they like being with at night? Maybe?
And the answer is Jackie does not like being with
yes,
the babies.
Yes, not
at
Jacqueline. Night. Apparently not. Poor girl. Where'd she go? She's way over there. Hey, beautiful.
Yeah, Jackie tried out sleeping with our fun 4 little babies, and
it's a little much for her.
Yeah, she found it a bit overwhelming. So
yeah,
they're gonna get some new roommates.
Yeah. All right. Well, awesome. Thank you again so much for joining us. Stay in touch. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. Find us on all the things, and we will see you around here next week, 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday for some more virtual programs. Bye-bye. Take care.